tremendous looking trophy.
Welcome to the #1 PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. My name's Dylan Blight, and joining me, of course, Ashley Holby.
Hey Dylan, excited to be back doing this PlayStation podcast. I'm just really excited and really glad that no other PlayStation podcasts launched in the time period where we were taking a break or were announced.
I don't think any were announced or launched.
No, yeah, so yeah, I'm very happy. None
that I care about. Boom! There's only one. The best one. Yeah, so of course, this first episode back for the year. As it is every year, I'll say it now. I mean, this is the thing. I'll give behind. This isn't behind the scenes. This is just like me scrolling through my podcast feed today, right? I was scrolling through today. I see What's Good Games episode. They're like, oh, we talk about Dragon Ball Z, and then we talk about like what TV shows we've been watching and books we've been reading. I'm like, there's not much news at the start of the year, like trying to fucking fill time and whatever else. So yeah, it's like excited to be back for 2020. Of course, the PS5 is launching this year, but we're still in January, and the news, although there is news to talk about, it's not exactly coming thick and fast. It's more like this is a little bit of a thing that's happening and not happening, and everyone's just sitting around. Of course, we're all just sitting around waiting for at least
things to happen.
the announcement of when the reveal event will happen, and then you can spend X amount of weeks theorizing. It depends how much lead time, I guess, they give. You know, it's like oh, they announce it a week before, 2 weeks before, a month before, then it's like a month of theorizing. And then once the reveal event happens, then I feel like from then until release of the PS5, it'll probably just be like nonstop, like sliver of details every couple of weeks. You know, like here's a little thing, here's a game room, here's a game tease, here's a thing.
This is what the light bar looks like.
Yeah. Like that they'll do.
This is what the thumbstick looks like.
Yep. And considering the podcast is entirely about PlayStation, I am fully within my right to do an entire episode about thumbsticks if I so damn wish. Thank you very much. Sorry. This week in the trophy cabinet, bronze trophy for E3 SADS. Yeah, we'll get to that. Silver trophy for PS+Challenge. That's the thing. A gold trophy for Next God of War, and we hit a platinum for being back. I just awarded ourselves the platinum because why not? So let's get into, it's obviously the biggest PlayStation news of what happened while I was away. GamesIndustry.Biz writes, PlayStation will not participate in E3 2020. Dun, dun, dun. PlayStation will miss E3 for a second year in a row. The firm told GamesIndustry.Biz that does not feel the vision for the event is right for what it has planned for this year. Instead, it will attend hundreds of consumer events to showcase upcoming games for PS4 and PS5. Quote, after thorough evaluation, SIE has decided not to participate in E3 2020, said Sony Interactive Entertainment spokesperson. We have a great respect for the ESA as an organization, but we do not feel the vision of E3 2020 is right venue for what we have focused on this year. We will build upon our global event strategy in 2020 by participating in hundreds of consumer events across the globe. Our focus is on making sure fans feel part of the PlayStation family and have access to play their favorite content. We have a fantastic lineup of titles coming to PlayStation 4, and with the upcoming launch of PlayStation 5, we're truly looking forward to a year of celebration with our fans. So blah blah blah. In an update, in a response to news, an ESA spokesperson said, quote, E3 is a signature event celebrating the video game industry and showcasing the people, brands, and innovations redefining entertainment loved by billions around the world. E3 2020 will be an exciting high-energy show featuring new experiences, partners, exhibitor spaces, activations, and programming that will entertain new and veteran attendees alike. Exhibitor interest is our new activations. Is that the thing we talked about?
Yeah,
it is, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about. I don't know if that was here or an Arcade Couch, but we did talk about Story last year when they was talking about all these, like, you're in queue and you got an app and I don't know.
And we're going to get sports players to come play video games on stage.
Yeah, all that. Sure. I think that's what they're saying here. Anyway, exhibit interest in our new activations is gaming attendance, a brand that view E3 as a key opportunity to connect with video game fans worldwide. So basically, ESA responded to the PlayStation news and said, well, fuck you. We don't need you. We got sports stars and fucking celebrities. Fuck you, PlayStation. And then, of course, although it's not part of the story here, to tie it all together, Xbox did come out and say that they will be attending E3. So before you're like, E3's dead. It's not dead. Xbox is at least going this year. I mean, as long as Xbox is going, it's not dead. But Sony not going, of course, for a second year in a row.
A hospice.
Oh, yeah. That's dark. That's some dark shit. Yeah. So what was your reaction when you heard the news?
I mean, it would have been more surprising if they were actually going to E3 this year. I think it just speaks to their strategy, I guess, of wanting to get more fan engagement, and they're going to more smaller events like PAX, and then I assume they're going to do a bunch of other smaller conventions of some kind. If their plan is to go to hundreds, because I don't think there's like hundreds of PAXs. No, I think it's more a narrative thing. It's like they don't have a set deadline that they need to have everything to reveal in June or whatever. Like they can pass out the information about the PS5 however they feel fit. And I mean, they don't have a hell of a lot of first party games to show or reveal
that you
at this point, so that we know of. So I mean, what's the point of spending millions of dollars on one thing in E3, especially when no one's going because nobody wants to wants all their personal information revealed again.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's two, like I've seen like weird different sides of reactions to this, because I mean, like certain side was very much like, oh my god, I'm so sad, I was looking forward to see PlayStation E3 this year, blah blah. And everyone on the other side, I saw people just being like, yeah, fucking good, because I don't want to go either, because I don't want my details leaked. Does everyone remember that was a thing that happened, you know? Like, they apparently just like kind of sweeping that under the rug still. I still haven't like officially, and I saw lots of people also justifiably point out the fact that the time it took the ESA to respond and put out a statement to PlayStation announcing they're not coming was like it was like it was a half a day compared to the amount of time it took them to respond to the ESA leaks before they put out their first official statement. It's like, how come you can react to this first anyway?
Well, I think they knew pretty far in advance, I would suspect.
Maybe.
All the news got out.
Maybe they didn't. I don't know. Like, I don't think PlayStation has to tell them. Sony has to tell them ahead of time, hey, we're not coming to your freaking game show.
You think they didn't send out an RSVP? Or someone didn't reach out saying, hey, you coming to E3 this year?
Maybe. Maybe those only start going out around now, you know? This is the time.
Okay.
This is the time they have to start organising it properly. I mean, it's like 6 months ahead. So.
And rather than give a direct response to the ESA, PlayStation went to the press like, hey, we're not going to E3.
Yeah. Ballsy.
Yeah.
I expected them to go to E3 this year. So, I wouldn't say I was shocked, but I definitely was like, oh, I thought they would go. But then not going after last year, of course, makes, like, the narrative is just kind of, this is the nail in the final coffin. I'd be, at this stage, it's like, does PlayStation ever go back to E3? I feel like over the last 12 months, they've just learnt that they don't need E3, and slowly everyone's learning they don't need E3. Like, there was a time in video games where you did need E3 because that's where all the press was under one roof. That's where the most announcements were made. That's where the high game press was, and the big, your general like CNN press, like the combination between like CNN, Fox News, and fucking IGN, like there was all kinds of press there to have your announcements reach different markets. It wasn't just the consumer video game press. So I think that's why everyone liked going to E3, because you got covered by everyone as a big story. But PlayStation, much like Nintendo over the last 12 months, has kind of just learnt that they can just do whatever the fuck they want. It doesn't make any difference in this day and age. So we can announce shit on Tuesday, 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We got state of plays now. Do what we want. Not only can we chuck we can chuck our own event on for the PS5 reveal, which we all know is going to happen. And we'll talk a little bit about rumors about that in a moment. They're going to do that. They can then do state of play several times throughout the year in the lead up to that, announce games for it, more details for it. blah blah blah. PlayStation Network updates could potentially, be announced in those. Do whatever they need to do there. That's how you get details out. And then everyone's watching that shit, and then everyone's like tweeting about it and writing about it. There's your buzz. You get at least a 24-hour news cycle buzz out of these states of play. And then they, if they decide to go back to it, of course they have their PlayStation experience things, which they've got their own their own show. So it's like,
do you think we get a PSX before the PS5 launch?
No, because I think that's just too much to juggle. I mean, that's like, it's just timing's weird for that. I feel because every time they've done a PSX, it's been like around the time the PS5 is probably going to release, or like a little bit before or after type thing.
I mean, what better hands-on event would there be than their own one where there's no other competition for space or anything?
I think.
And you're going to get the most hardcore of hardcore fans.
Yeah. But it's like if they have nothing else to do there, then everyone else will just complain there's nothing there. Well, it'll be good for people there, but then everyone at home, again, will be like, there's nothing, no announcements, nothing. You know what I mean? Like, remember the last PSX where everyone at home complained? Boring show, nothing on, blah, blah, blah,
I mean, they're not going to they're not going to E3, they're not going anywhere else. They can just do the one
I think
announcement thing.
I think these 100 things are like, so I don't have the story in front of me, but like over this weekend or next weekend or something, they were like, oh, we're chucking an event in New York City, 100 PlayStations, come try something or like play a bunch of games or whatever. They're just doing that. They're like, hey, we'll just do that. Now, does that count as a quote unquote like proper event thing? I think in their book, it does. So when they're saying we can show the PS5 off to people, they'll bring it to PAX, they'll bring it to Comic-Cons, they'll bring it to all these other random...
They're going to shopping centers and they're setting up booths. Yeah, okay.
That's what I think. I legit think they're just going to be like, okay, well, this weekend we're going to have like 100 PS5s, maybe not that many. We're going to have X amount of PS5s set up over the weekend. We're doing a quick event. Come down, play. Scan your PlayStation app. That's what they're going to do, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their like road tour of PlayStation, I guess. You get to
that makes sense.
Take it around the country a bit. Take it around the world. I mean, we're 100% expecting the PS5 to be at PAX, PAX Australia this year, of course. So, I mean, I would be surprised if it's not. If it's not there, I'll be angry, to be honest. So, like, in what world can it not be there? Surely, it's in October. If PAX is around the same time it was last year, October 10th-ish or whatever that was, 11, 12, 13, whatever. And we're presuming that it's probably going to release late November. It's like a month and a half beforehand. It's like the perfect time for it to show up at PAX here. So that's the Australian leg of the tour. Then they can go take it. They're not going to take it to shopping malls here. I don't think that's going to be a thing. No,
they're not going to have enough PS5s ready.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be really expensive, like, to put them all in the plane.
Yeah, I think so. They don't build them here.
So just send, like, 20, I guess, they would send to PAX. Maybe.
If that.
Well, I guess they can stay in the country and they can just road trip it around.
10 to 20, I mean. Because you got to remember, PAX this year, they'll have 100% expect there to be PS5. Now, will they have, the question is, and this is the point one, will they have the PS5 as a on-show floor line-up and play thing, or will they have it as a behind, like you have to kind of book it? No, I don't mean press only. I mean like more secretive room. You got to book on your PlayStation app ahead of time to get in there, like so they can kind of block it off more. You know what I mean? Like just so it's a bit more secure.
Why would they need to be secure? It's not like anyone's going to be able to steal it, I don't think.
Weird shit's happen. Let's be real. Weird shit happens.
No, that's not going to happen.
But even if they have it on show floor, I would expect them to have not that many because they're still going to want to be promoting PS4 games at the same time. Like, if they have PS5 there, it's going to be one game, NAC 3. Right?
Yep.
NAC 3 is on the show floor.
Given.
100% a given.
Big display.
That's the one they're going to be showing off. That's the hands-on. Come play the PS5. The game you can test out is going to be Knack 3. They may have a PS5 showing a demo reel as well, but that ain't hands-on. And then everything else is going to be PS4. I would presume.
Yeah.
100% presume. It's just after the release of whatever, so something will be there. Tsushima. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima probably be there, yeah. That's right. And then whatever else that we potentially don't have announced and whatever else.
Last of Us 2.
Probably. Yeah. Probably. I mean, if the only thing that isn't out is the console and Knack 3 that you can play and everything else is just games that are out, like, because they always have that happening. You know, Spider-Man was out the year before when it was there. Last year, Concrete Genie was out. That was there with a couple consoles and Medieval demo. Ooh. Yeah, so I don't know if there's no upcoming PS4 games, it'll be a bit weird. I don't know, it's interesting. Yeah. Anyway, E3. I was like, what was the topic again? E3. I don't care. It means E3 is, unless more people start pulling out.
Tell you what, E3 is going to be easy to cover this year.
Yeah, I mean it's just the same as last year, right?
For us, yeah.
It's just the Xbox. Probably. But the thing is,
I don't know. Is Square Enix going to do a press conference this year? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know actually.
But so it's going to be even easier.
Here's why I'm still I don't mind this. Sony gets to be over here and do their own thing for all the year. That's great. They can slowly trickle out news and do whatever they want, not rely on E3 as the big show, do it all. But to me, Microsoft going there means that they're going to treat E3 as their big Xbox show. Like, that's it. You know? They don't have anything else. They don't have state of plays. They don't have their own events.
They've got Inside Xbox.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. You're right.
They're going to do a 40-minute bit of awkward dialogue about Xbox games.
Yeah, no, thank you. So it's like, to the question of, is E3 dead now that Sony's pulled out twice? I am saying no. However, E3 is definitely on its downhill slide slowly.
Well, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how many professionals show up this year.
Yeah. Most likely less.
And I suspect they'll counteract that by selling more tickets this year.
Yep. So now it's just going to become another PAX.
Yeah.
Yep. But then,
which it sounds like what they want. I guess. What PlayStation and that want, they want it to be more of a. I don't know. They're kind of split on what they want it to be. So.
Yeah. But for people who sit at home like us and just talk about all the trailers and stuff that happen, the difference is not really much. I mean, Sony drops out. We dealt with that last year. Xbox still does a show. Whatever. Deal with Sony for the rest of the year. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway. So if more people start dropping out, then I'll start to get more worried. But other than that, I'm not worried. I'm definitely not worried about Sony not being there. That is not even oh no. Here's the thing. So Jason Schreier writes over at Kotaku, Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC. The PlayStation 4 exclusive Horizon Zero Dawn will come to personal computers this year, sources tell Kotaku. It's an unprecedented move for Sony that signals a future in which the publisher releases games on platforms beyond its own consoles. This news comes from the three people familiar with Sony's plans, all speaking anonymously because they were not authorized to talk to press. Sony did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Horizon Zero Dawn, an open world game set in a post-apocalyptic version of the United States that has been overrun by robot dinosaurs, launched for PS4 in February 2017. It was critically acclaimed and commercially successful for its developer Guerrilla Games, which is owned and operated by Sony. And like other Sony published games over the past 2 decades, it was exclusive to a PlayStation console, helping drive sales for Sony's hardware, in addition to generating revenue of its own. Blah, 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 blah. Now, the internet reaction to this has been quite a lot of fun. So you've got 2 camps, I feel. Let's say there's 3 camps. Camp A, you're not a Sony person, you don't care. You're an Xbox person, you don't own a PC, don't care. Right, that's Camp A. Camp B, you own a PC, that's it. That's all you got. Fuck yeah, I'm excited. I always thought this game looked cool. I'm excited to play it finally. Camp C, ultra Sony fanboy to the upteenth degree. I'm going to take a picture of my copy of Horizon Zero Dawn in the toilet and tweet that out and say Sony's dead. And that's how I feel like the reaction to this news has been. Do you believe this story? And are you putting your copy of Horizon Zero Dawn in the toilet now?
No, it's not going in the toilet. I'll start there. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it makes business sense, especially given that they're doing PS Now, which you can play on
PC anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So all they're really doing is optimizing it on PC and then charging full price for it.
Yeah.
For a game that's been out for 3 years.
Yep.
I'm not too concerned.
No.
If it was, hey, we're making Horizon Zero Dawn 2, it's going to be PS4 and PC day one, then there might be a bit more backlash and a bit more to be more interest to this story. But I mean, just because it's the first time they're doing a PC launch, I guess, or something.
I mean,
they've done like smaller things. They've. I mean, it's not a first-party game though.
It's published by Sony.
Yeah, Sony. But there's been smaller titles published by Sony that have gone to.
There has been. And the one I was going to bring up, the only one that I could think of, like half an hour before we started recording, as I went through notes, was when I was looking at it the other day, I realized that Predator Hunting Grounds is published by Sony.
Yep.
And that's coming to Epic Games Store.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, there's another, like, kind of sharing the cake. But it's like Epic Games Store, not the Windows 10 PCs. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely a... They'll send it to specific areas, I feel. And honestly, I feel like if Horizon comes to PC, I'm like, does it go to Epic? Like, that's... I honestly feel like that's where it would go. I feel like it would go to Epic.
Yeah, why not stir up the PC crowd even more?
To where Death Stranding's going? I think it's going to Steam as well, but...
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's going to both, so... Yeah.
But Predator's only there. Death Stranding's both. I'm going to flip a coin and say it goes to Epic only. I'm also saying this is real because as we're pointing out other little examples, and the game is several years old, so it just seems like a kind of... It's like sales have slowly stopped on PlayStation. They're like, and here we go sell more. Like, go over to PC. And as to your example before, I'm definitely not like, I don't understand the way people treat consoles as like sport teams. I've never really understood that. So it's like, if my example being what you said, Horizon Zero Dawn 2's announced, right? They say it's coming to PC and PS5 on the same day, right? My reaction to that would be, is that smart for them as a business? Interesting. Yeah. Let's see how this plays out. Not, oh no, like they're sharing players between sports. You know what I mean? Like people, that's how I feel some people treat it. Kind of like it's a whole different thing. I wouldn't like flip my lid and be like, oh no, I'm worried about my team, the PlayStation's like losing sales. I'd be like, is that the right thing to do? Like they won the last generation. Do you need to share a big game? Like, you know, but if it's an old game, like several years old, just shovel everything over the PC. Fuck yeah. Detroit and whatever the other one was. Yeah, that's it. Detroit Become Human or whatever.
All of them.
I mean, that they don't own the fuck, I can't remember the developer's name.
I can't remember either.
Anyway, everyone knows who we're talking. David Cage. Whatever David Cage's whatever his development team's called.
Quantic Dream.
They don't own them, but of course they were Sony exclusive games. They're on PC. They got published on PC last year.
Yeah.
There's lots of like kind of little examples of this stuff happening over the last 12 months, you know? So, I don't care. Cool. That's how I feel. I mean, more people get to play the game. It's a great game.
Yeah.
Everyone go play it. You have more ways to play it now. Good.
I mean, this could just be like, you know, get all the PC players to play Horizon Zero Dawn, and then bring out the second game only on PlayStation, and then they have to buy PlayStation to play the second one.
Yeah. The only thing, if this happens, is then it kind of just sets the precedence that like, if I wait a couple years, it'll come to PC eventually, which is fine. But then your example works if it gets a lot of people really hooked and then kind of pushes them, especially people who are kind of on the precipice of thinking about buying the console anyway, and then they play Horizon Zero Dawn, they're like, fuck, and the second one's coming, oh damn, I'd buy the console. Maybe other people would be like, oh, I'll just wait a couple of years until they decide to put this one on as well, whatever, it doesn't matter. Next, so Push Square writes this. There's not much to go on here, but I definitely think it's interesting. So next God of War is in production as developer teases motion capture session. They write, look, we all know God of War 2018 is getting a sequel. The Return to Kratos was showered with near universal praise, and it made Sony a heck of a lot of money. The next game is all but confirmed to be in development for PlayStation 5, but you know what? It's still nice receiving a little tease now and then. Kim Newman, who's narrative animator over at God of War developer Sony Santa Monica Studio, has donned a motion capture suit and posted a photo on Twitter. The tweet reads, feels good to be back in a suit at Sony Santa Monica. And I mean, that's it. There's obviously nothing huge rumorish here or whatever, but the fact that they're working in motion capture suits means that, in my opinion, we're past the, like, we're just sitting in front of a whiteboard stage and we're in the, like, kicking around ideas and at least playing around, you know what I mean? So, like, I would say production's in motion finally on God of War 2 if they're in motion capture.
Nah, they're just making sure all the suits still fit, and all the lights still work and everything. So
I guess it's always good to check your gear. Make sure
just inventory check. Yeah,
inventory check. That's
all it is.
Weird photo to post if you're just inventory checking, but do what you need to do. I would say God of War 2 comes out 2022. There's my guess.
Yeah, that's probably a safe bet.
I'm like cutting. I'm going with 2 years, not longer, because I'm like, surely they'd be reusing some stuff and they've like mastered the axe thing now, and that was a big, you know what I mean? Like I'm like cutting some potential problem making decisions here. So look forward to that. So, one thing that was announced while I was on break was that PlayStation is doing this competition thing in the lead up to PlayStation Australia specifically.
Yeah.
Is doing this thing in the lead up to PAX, called the hashtag PSPlusChallenge. So every month in the lead up to PAX, they're going to have a different game, and each of those games will have its own little competition where you can win a small prize. The major prize, which you get entered into as long as you enter any of these challenges, and I presume it's like if you enter for all of them, then you're like in the competition 9, 10 times, however many times how many months exactly up until PAX they're doing it, I guess, but that's how it works. And then the ultimate prize is PAX Oz 2020 trip. Says for you and your squad, so I guess it's like win the accommodation and tickets for you and X amount of friends, and probably some PlayStation goodies and whatever else. So cool competition. The first month is on at the moment. So the first month is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You have to show your most effective kill streak deployment and tag hashtag PS Plus plays, and you can win Call of Duty Modern Warfare night vision goggles to run around your house with and do all the things. Next month is in February. It's going to be FIFA 20. They haven't listed what the challenge is yet. And in March it's going to be Rainbow Six Siege, but they haven't listed what the challenge is for that yet either. But if you're interested in winning goggles next month, I presume is a pair of soccer boots. And then the third month is going to be a broken wall. Fuck, I don't know. But either way, you're building towards the ultimate prize of the PAX competition. So that is worth looking into if you want to win any of that stuff or save PAX money. You're gonna enter for the FIFA next month?
Maybe I'd have to pick up a copy of FIFA 20, but
just bring me that subscription.
I will say a quick search of that of the hashtag. Yeah, there's only like 5 entries at the moment.
What?
So
no way.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, just a quick search of latest and then search PS Plus plays. There's only like 5 videos of like kill streaks and stuff. The rest is just people sharing the
news story,
the hashtag about the story, about the news story. So if you're good at COD, maybe, spam that hashtag. And,
if I still had my copy,
win.
I would have just like booted it
Some
up,
night goggles.
did one kill streak, even if it was shit, and just shared it for the odd chance. You know what I mean? Like, would have just done it anyway.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? But yeah,
So yeah, share your kill streaks if you're
eligible.
eligible. I guess you have to be Australian. So
I presume you have to be Australian or New Zealand probably as well. So over at the PlayStation blog over last week, they posted PlayStation Store 2019's top downloads. Now they have the US and EU list and a different thing, but this is now they've consolidated them, I believe. So either way, PlayStation Store 2019 highest downloaded games, best PS4 games: Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Grand Theft Auto 5, Minecraft PlayStation 4 Edition, NBA 2K20, NBA 2K19, Madden FNL 20, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, Marvel Spider-Man, Borderlands 3, Mortal Kombat 11, Tom Clancy's Division 2, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Days Gone, Red Dead Redemption, EA Sports FIFA 20, MLB The Show 19, Kingdom Hearts 3, Star Wars Battlefront 2, God of War, and EA Sports UFC 3. The one thing that stands out to me is the absence of one particular game from this entire top 20 from last year. Do you know what that game is?
Death Stranding.
Correct. No Death Stranding on the top 20 at all. But you know what game stands out to me that did make it as a Sony exclusive that released last year?
Spider-Man.
No, that was the year before. Days Gone.
Oh.
Everyone can say whatever they want. You know, the game got mediocre reviews or whatever. It sold well. The fact it's on this chart at 13, it sold well. That's digital only as well. So, selling well digitally, it's probably selling better on physical. So when that game gets a sequel and everyone's like, but why it got sixes? It sold well. Let's just get the facts right. Does anything else in this list stand out to you, or lack of things?
The continued strength of Grand Theft Auto 5 and Minecraft, they sold better than 17 or whatever new games this year. Is crazy. Other than that, Death Stranding is surprising, but I guess that is such a weird game that I don't expect everybody to have gone and picked it up. Or if they did go to pick it up, you'd pick it up in physical, because then you could trade it back in. If you didn't like it. Yeah. So I think the only one that I find interesting is the fact that Battlefront 2 is on here. And this speaks to, I think, the fact that to the in our bubble of you're reading a lot of games, press sites, whatever, the general consensus by people is, the game had a really bad launch and apparently people don't like it and blah, 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 blah. But the fact is that while everyone's been complaining, they have been fixing the game, and a lot of the issues people had with it, of course, over the years since it released, and they keep putting out new content for it, and people were buying it, it's at number 18. So people are buying and playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, as much as the game had problems at launch. Best PSVR games. Number 1 is not surprising. Beat Saber, Super Hot VR, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR, Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted, Job Simulator, Creed Rise to Glory, Borderlands 2 VR, Firewall Zero Hour, Blood and Truth, PlayStation VR Worlds. I don't think anything particularly stands out to me. It all just seems like it makes sense, right? Yeah.
Beat Saber, obviously, Super Hot's a big one. Elder Scrolls is Elder Scrolls. I guess and also, I'm like, were any of these part of a package? I know they were part of a physical package, but was there any digital package? I don't know. Or was there digital codes in that thing? I don't know. Because they had Elder Scrolls and Beat Saber and some stuff in a PSVR pack thing before. So, yeah, I don't think anything particularly stands out to the only thing that I'm like, oh, man, PlayStation VR Worlds. Come on. Who's buying that digitally? It's like fucking $5 at your local physical store, surely. Free-to-play games. This one I found quite interesting. Number 1, Apex Legends. Then Fortnite, Dauntless, Realm Royale, Brawlhalla, Warface, Don't Even Think, Warframe, H1Z1 Battle Royale, and 3-on-3 Freestyle. Now, I've never heard of 3-on-3 Freestyle before.
Well,
hey?
Come to a stream near you.
Yeah, sure. But the standout to me is the fact that Apex Legends was more downloaded than Fortnite.
That's because Fortnite had already been downloaded
By everyone?
previously.
Okay.
Yeah, by everybody. So, I mean, Apex was the new hotness this year. Still is a hotness. So, yeah, I understand. That one makes sense when you put it in that perspective.
Anything else stand out there? Interesting? No?
No. I guess Dauntless. Dauntless is such a game that we, I guess, thought just popped up, and apparently it's got a huge fan base. So
I feel like it's it definitely is because it's run by the same people that make Fortnite, right? Not made by the exact same developer, but it's run by the same people. It has a lot of the key things that make Fortnite work, which is the constant like in and outs of seasons and new packs and content and blah 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 blah. And it's Monster Hunter light. So it's like if you want Monster Hunter, but don't want to get into all the guides and how to beat monsters and whatever else, it's like here you go, free to play version. And the top 10 DLC packs are just all Fortnite. So, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
There's not much else to say.
There's not much else to say.
It's all Fortnite.
They're literally all Fortnite packs. I don't know what's in these packs. Do you know what's in these packs?
It's just skins.
Is it Laguna pack? Cobalt pack? Wild pack?
Yeah, the Lagana's like a skin with some V-Bucks and like a outfit.
I'll quickly Google this to see what the number one most
pineapple strummer.
Where's this thing? Can I just have a? Of course, I type it in, and the first thing I get is like, "Oh, we're opening the pack today, guys." YouTube videos pop up. Oh, check out the new. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's got a pineapple. I don't know what that's supposed to be. A rug. Looks like a pineapple rug. A ukulele, some V-Bucks, and a Yep. I don't know why that's the most brought. It's not that interesting, surely. Anyway.
Maybe it was like on sale or something.
Maybe it had like heaps of V-Bucks for a short amount of money or something. And then, to go over another list that PlayStation blog posted over the break, was the Game of the Decade, the winners. They put out a thing they put out a poll, and everyone could vote in, and this is what the winners were. So, number 1, Game of the Decade, as voted by people who were voting on PlayStation blog website and whatever else. Last of Us was the winner. Unsurprising, I feel. I mean, you got to let's boil down the facts again. PlayStation blog voted by people who are PlayStation players voting for games on PlayStation, and the winner is The Last of Us, best game of the decade. Who'd have fucking thought it? There you go, good job. Number 2, God of War. Good on you, Kratos. Smashed it. Number 3, Witcher. Witcher.
Yeah.
Not a PlayStation exclusive. Smashed it. And number 4 was...
What?
Hey?
You said not or...
Not a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And number 4 was Grand Theft Auto 5. So there you go. The full list after that is Red Dead Redemption 2, Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim, Horizon Zero Dawn, Bloodborne, Uncharted 4, Thief's End, Marvel Spider-Man, Persona 5, Dark Souls, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Nier Automata, fuck my life, Death Stranding, Red Dead Redemption, Mass Effect 2, Fortnite, Batman Arkham City, and then Resident Evil 2. Anything stand out from that list? Top 10 games of the decade, as voted by PlayStation fans?
No, that seems about right. Maybe the order would be a bit different.
Yeah. I mean, I personally wouldn't have Call of Duty Black Ops 2 shot on my list, probably, so, you know.
Okay. Well, they had to pick one, so.
But that's a good job. Last of Us smashed it. Now, this is just a bit of a rumory thing. I don't know how much you want to read into it, but Push Square has wrote even more Sony big wigs spotted in San Francisco as PS5 reveal nears. So originally I wrote, excuse me while we go gossip column for a hot minute, but several Sony executives have been spotted in San Francisco area. Recently minted worldwide studio chief Herman Holst was first posted that he was in the area, but then Sucker Punch communications boss Andrew Goldfarb and indie evangelist Shuhei Yoshida were both snapped in the city. Then they've done an update and said that Naughty Dog staffers Ian Meyer and Scott Lowe have also been spotted at PlayStation HQ. Blah, 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 blah. Now, in my opinion, this is really digging into the rumor pile. But I did think I'll at least bring it up and offer your point of view on it. I don't think this is anything. I think this is just them having a meeting, like gathering somewhere and talking. And like, I guess the question then becomes, why do they all have to be in the same room to have these conversations? But then I guess, like, if they are talking PS5 stuff, maybe like security reasons, obviously, if they're all doing it in the same room, it's not going to leak or shouldn't leak compared to if they're having a Skype call, email chain, whatever, so anything like that where details could potentially leak, especially when talking through email or something like that. So that's what I think it is. I think they've all just got together in a room to discuss the event, sure, or just PS5 shit in general. That's what I think's happening. I don't think they're all suddenly sneaking into San Francisco and then they're just going to like, hey guys, it's next Friday. And then like the fucking event happens, That would be cool. Don't get me wrong. That would be cool. But I don't think that's what is happening because that's like a lot of people just sitting around in San Francisco for like potentially weeks. I guess like waiting. We're just sneaking in the Sony VPs like one at a time, like sneaking in through security so no one knows what's going down. Mark Cerny's been flown in by Black Hawk helicopter. Bam! He lands on the yeah, what do you think is?
I mean, it's crazy that all these PlayStation employees would be going to San Francisco to the headquarters of PlayStation. It just seemed... It's weird that they all decided to go to work at the same time.
I mean, they don't all work in the same building. They're not Fox News.
I mean, I think it could just be the daily ongoings of like PlayStation. They all decided, just coincidence that they all showed up similar-ish time. I'm very amused that this story has used the photo of Andrew Goldfarb and Shuhei Yoshida having dinner with Greg Miller as their source for him being in San Francisco. But I mean, why wouldn't they all? San Francisco is like a hub of like gaming stuff, so why wouldn't a lot of these big people be showing up at San Francisco?
They could be. It could just be a coincidence. Regularly. Look, I'm not trying to sell you on a big reveal thing. I'm saying how do you feel about my theory of their meeting so nothing leaks?
Yeah, it could be a meeting about just about anything.
It could be. Very well could be. But that then begs
it could be one of those whatever, like they have like conferences and things.
Yeah, conference call. But that's
getting all the like first parties together to discuss different things.
Potentially.
Could be completely unrelated to PS5.
Now, I did want to use this topic though as a good way to kick in the next question, which is first episode back. It's time for a pulse check. When are we getting the event? This is releasing on the 21st of January.
Yeah.
They have 24 hours to announce this between when we're recording and when the episode releases, of course, as always.
So that's when it will be announced. Yep.
But that aside, chucking out a date or a rough date, I'll get like when are you feeling? When are we getting the PS5 reveal event?
I'm gonna say 5th of March.
5th of March? It's very specific. Yep. What's that on my... Let's look at my calendar here. 5th of March. What are you looking at? A Thursday. Australian Thursday. So, American Wednesday, I guess.
Yeah.
March the 4th it would be, I guess, for there. I'm going to say February. Oh. February 25th.
So in the same sort of ballpark.
Yeah. But I really don't want to go through. I'm hanging my hat on it has to come before the end of next month. Now I don't know what the least amount of heads up they could give is. I feel like the least amount of heads up they could give is 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on how they're going to do it. Assuming there's going to be an event where press goes to and they reveal everything. But this reveal cycle has been weird. So they could do just about anything.
A wide article. Possibly.
And the article is just a link to a video.
It's a link to a video, yeah. No, they'll do a press event, but it'll be a small press event. So it won't be like hundreds and hundreds of, invite all the press type thing. It'll be mostly quote unquote, I guess, techie
influences.
Or like proper, like the more techie type sides will be
traditional.
Traditional press, I guess. Yeah. But they'll hold it. It'll happen. I feel like I do feel like the least amount of heads up they could give is 2 weeks. So I've still got a couple weeks. Like if we get like to that week before my date, I'm like, fuck. But the week before my date is still like 2 weeks before your date. So you'll have and then once we reach March 5th and it hasn't happened, I'll go pulse check again. When do you think it's
June?
June, yeah.
PSVR for the players.
Two VR stories for this week's episode. The first of which is a little bit of a PSVR 2 potential rumor. Not really a rumor. Someone mentioned it. Studio mentioned it. So VRFocus.com writes, today VR Education Holdings, the virtual reality company specializing in educational content such as Apollo 11 VR and the Titanic VR, has released its trading update for the end of 2019 with some interesting predictions for itself and the VR industry as a whole. These include a positive outlook for the company in 2020, as well as mention of a PlayStation VR successor. And he mentioned for PlayStation VR 2 is going to raise interest. Sony Interactive Entertainment SIE recently confirmed 5 million PlayStation VRs have been sold since 2016, and the current model will support the upcoming PlayStation 5 console. The trading update says, quote, 2020 will see Sony release the PlayStation 5 and a new version of the PlayStation VR headset, which will further expand the high-end VR user base. The group intends to support the device with its current suite of showcase software. Now, so that's what they're saying in like a, they're doing like an earnings type thing where they're like, hey, we're going to make money this year because Sony is going to continue to push VR and we're going to be able to support that and we'll sell our stuff through that and that's going to make us money. Now, so there's two ways to read the story. A, they know something we don't, and they know that Sony is going to have a PSVR 2 release of the PS5. Or B, they are assuming and or hoping and just simply read some fake news and think it's actually happening and have then included it as part of their like plans and structure for like 2020. Like that's definitely a thing that's happening. That's going. But I mean, the legit company and everything. So either way, I'm going to put it over here as I point towards the Dylan column because I do want PSVR 2 announced and released alongside PS5. So that's a point towards me. I call it a hope point. I call it like a glimmer of hope point, Help me out. Help me point.
I think maybe it is PSVR Pro.
What would that look like?
Not necessarily a 2. Just like improvements. Maybe a better display or whatever inside the headset. That kind of thing. Not a full numbered 2.
PSVR
I feel like
Pro.
they would save that until they could like make it wireless and that kind of stuff.
Man. Yeah, if you're right.
Because then you're not like screwing over the whole fan base from before. You're like, hey, you can upgrade, but all the PSVR games are still going to work.
Who are you screwing over if it came out in 2016?
All the PSVR people who got it over Christmas.
So that's like saying if you brought a PS4 in 2019, you're getting screwed over with the PS5 release in 2020.
No, that's completely different.
I brought a PSVR day one. I'm ready.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'm ready for the next one.
I'm just saying that just how.
Just because you brought yours last year. No, it was the year before, wasn't it?
It was the year before, yeah.
You're ready.
You're like 12 months, I guess.
You ready for the upgrade? You know who's not ready for an upgrade though? Iron Man. Poor Tony Stark. So Camouflage has tweeted, in order to deliver our vision and meet the high expectations of our amazing community, we've made the difficult decision to move Marvel's Iron Man VR to May 15th, 2020. We really appreciate your patience and understanding. You'll be hearing from us again soon. The original release date was next month, February 28th. So that is a capital D disappointing, to put it plainly. And also, I thought it was interesting to see such a, like, I feel like I've never seen a high profile VR game delay. Like I've never seen a VR game delay that a lot of people actually cared about. I've seen VR game delays for sure. I have. Have I seen one delayed that people were on Twitter like, oh man, this sucks, I was looking forward to this? No, I feel like this is the first one. Which says a lot. Yeah. The fact that I saw people tweeting about it, I'm like, okay, people are looking forward to this Iron Man thing. You know, this is really going to be Sony's big hitter for the start of the year, like potentially.
But big system seller potentially for PSVR.
Yeah. The last game before
all people are going to rush out and get PSVR. And they don't want to be screwed over.
It's the last of us for the PSVR before the PSVR 2 comes out.
Maybe.
Was you disappointed with this news?
I mean, sure. I mean, it's only like a month. I mean, it's not going to make a huge amount of difference. Obviously, that time period has been lightened up. It's a much easier load than it was like a week ago. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I mean, it fits in a nice spot now.
The only thing I would say with all these delays is, so we talked about like the first episode of Arcade Couch that posted on Saturday, which everyone should go listen to if you don't listen to Arcade Couch, our other gaming podcast where we talked about all things gaming. We talked about the old Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy delays and all that sort of stuff, Avengers, whatever else. Doom was one I forgot to bring up, but that also got delayed a little bit, like right at the start of the year or whatever.
Again, yeah.
Everything's getting delayed. And all that I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. For some reason, this is the one that I was annoyed about the most. I think it's because I felt like it was untouchable. The rest were getting delayed. I'm like, yeah, AAA game delayed, AAA game delayed, AAA game. You know what I mean? Like, it's just my brain's like, delay. Like, they delayed my VR. They delayed a PSVR game that I was looking forward to. How fucking rude. Yeah. And also, because I was looking at February only like a week ago with all the delays, obviously. I'm going into our calendar, I'm moving around release dates on there and all this sort of shit, updating them so they're not wrong. And I like looking at the months, I'm like, fuck, there's not much coming out in February, but at least I got Iron Man. At least I have Iron Man, I said to myself.
Well, we knew who to blame. You clearly jinxed it.
So, I mean, that's disappointing.
It's all right. We got PS5. We got Persona 5 Scramble.
When's that out?
Big game is February.
Is it the end of February?
20th of February.
Fuck, if there's nothing else happening, I might have to play Persona 5. If there's nothing else happening, I really have to. So we'll have something to talk about on this fucking show.
I mean, you'll have to play You'll have to play Persona 5 first to understand the story.
No. You know what happens? You fight the penis monster at the end. That's fine. No? Doesn't that's the end of the game. It's the last boss. Penis monster.
I don't think so. Yeah. It's been a while.
If you look it up, penis monster.
Anything phallic is not just automatically a penis monster.
Anyway, that'll do it. This first episode plat back in 2020. Great time. Looking forward to the rest of the year, where there'll be games that release later in the year. Definitely not start of the year because they're all being pushed. You can follow me on Twitter at VivaLadil, VIVALADIL. You can follow Ash on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHABLEY. Follow the show on fucking my life. At Platt Podcast on Twitter. You can help out the show by giving us a review on either Apple Podcast or Podchaser or anywhere else we can review it that I don't know about. Or alternatively, just tweet out and say, oh, I liked the Platt Podcast. It was great. Thank you. Here's a link, blah, blah, blah. Tell your friends. Join our Discord to chat to us about games. Ask for and give trophy chips, questions for show, etc., etc., etc. ExplosionNetwork.com/Discord. And this is, of course, a product of the Explosion Network, of which you can find many more shows, articles, news, and reviews at ExplosionNetwork.com, including all of our best of 2019 stuff, which finished up while I was on break. Our top 10 games of 2019 are over there, so check that out. And you can follow the Explosion Network on Twitter at ExplosionPod. And until next week, remember that every trophy counts.